Hello guys, welcome all to the ESL One Mumbai 2019 India Qualifiers, where we are watching the last match of the day, a final best of three who will decide who the first finalist is. Between Signify and ROG Titans. They each come from beating their respective lineups. Signify beats them 2-1 against Coming Soon, whereas ROG Titans destroys LXG 2-0 in a swift but deciding matchup. Now, these two Indian overlords will be fighting it out to see who deserves the title of finalist first. For now, my name is DSwordfish. I'll be your caster for today, and joining me will be Wingblade Dota for this amazing matchup. How are you doing, Wingblade? Oh, alright. let me rejoin. Sorry, this is a technical problem with Discord. Hello, Wingblade. How you doing? Welcome back.
I'm okay.
Yeah? Excited for this matchup?
Yep. Both of these teams showed great Dota prowess, so I'm curious to see how they will match up head to head.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what team comes out on top. We're watching the best Indian team. Oh, it's exciting. It's been a while since I've watched a completely new region, like literally resurface. It's pretty cool that they get an opportunity with these qualifiers supporting the local scene. Alright, well, what's the draft showing us for now? Signify, the Undying Troll, Pango, and Veno? Interesting. Been a while since I've seen a Veno. Whereas ROG, they pick up the Tusk. Also a while since we've seen this hero. With the Ursa, and then the Crystal Maiden Tiny. What draft are you favoring, and what can you tell me about these weird picks?
Excuse me, which picks?
Honestly, any. I mean, there's a Veno, there's a Tusk. There's like a lot of picks to just converse about. They're just a bit odd.
Tusk is just a really solid foil. He provides some defensive utility as well as like the potential of just rolling in and going ham, especially with the tag team. So I think he's just a very solid position foil option overall. As far as the Veno, it's one of the best heroes against Ursa. Not only does he have the amazing slow that lasts forever, which means that Ursa's not going to be able to blink, but he also has the vision and map control with the wards, which makes it hard for Ursa to get a jump. So his kit just synergizes very well against Ursa, especially if you can get him in lane against Ursa. However, I have to say that if they put Veno against the Ursa, Veno is still going to be vulnerable to Tusk, because if he gets rolled upon and then just slapped by the bear, he's still going to fall, regardless of any kind of slows.
Yeah, Veno doesn't have the best movement speed to begin with. It's a bit hard to evade the Ursa in the early game if you get caught by a slow, like you mentioned. It does seem, though, it's going to be a Veno offlane with a Pango mid. They need something to protect the Veno. I don't think Undying is particularly good against the Ursa Tusk combo. We'll see what the last pick here is.
Like we saw it last game too, but these early Undying picks can definitely get punished, because Undying is not like instant win hero. There is heroes that fare really well against.
Lesh,
it looks like it's gonna be a position 5 Undying with for Lesh and Veno.
Could it be a position 4 Veno? Lesh mid, Pango off? No. I like the Pango mid, to be honest.
It's also true. But it looks like it's Pango mid up against the Tiny. Should be fine for both sides, to be honest.
Yep. Tiny doesn't really have the kill potential against a Pango, because you can't really toss him to tower, which is usually how you get kills in the early game. Well, you can't, but Swashbuckle stops that, right? So.
Yep.
So, interesting draft that both teams are running. I think they're actually both pretty strong. ROG has a very strong 5-on-5 engagement, with a bit of a snowball potential to boot.
For sure. Yeah, if the Ursa gets a good start and like the Tiny doesn't get completely wrecked, they have a really good shot to just snowball. However, if this goes later, even with the Enigma, I feel like Signify has the edge for sure. Because they have this Troll, they have Pango who scales insanely well, and also just like Veno and Lesh, these heroes don't stop scaling like maybe the Tusk, the CM and the Tiny do.
The Pango is also a fantastic pickup against the Ursa, the Crystal Maiden, Enigma as the game goes further, and you get more mobility. Ursa can't hit you, and Enigma and Crystal Maiden both get cancelled by you. Especially Crystal Maiden, actually, because Pango is what we're talking about. You don't waste a stun on her, right? Because you just roll in, you have to hit her once, that's it. And that's it, that's her freezing field gone. So, it's a really good pickup. But the lineup for Signify is a bit different, though. The idea here, actually, as opposed to going mid-game with a 5-on-5 clash. They're trying to go for like more potential split pushing, easy objectives, easy pickoffs, and then try to take him off with a troll. Their teamfight potential in the mid-game is not as strong, but their pickoff potential is considerably better, and their laning stage should be better with an Undying and Lesh.
Yep.
I don't know why they keep picking Undying. I'll be honest with you. I think the Elder Titan does what Undying does right now, just better.
Yeah, I like Elder Titan more as well. However, level 1, I would definitely give the edge to Undying.
That's true, yeah.
Like, the ET needs some time to get some stacks to become really strong.
Yep.
But then when he does get those stacks, he's probably the strongest hero at like the 3 to 5 minute mark. Because he gets like 200 damage from his W, which is just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I know Chinese teams like to abuse that often. The ET also offers a bit more, I would say, in the mid lane and the mid game than the Undying now, because the Undying essentially offers Tombstone. That's it, right? Before you get the double Tombstone.
It's very tanky with his ult.
It's true, yeah. Undying does offer that, but I think that in teamfight potential, I would rather have like a potential stomp to zone out, or even the Earth Splitter, which is fantastic at all stages of the game. I don't know. I just think the changes to Tombstone really killed him for me. Like, because level 15 used to be a huge power spike for Undying. You commit suicide, you're super tanky, you waste enemies' time. It's fantastic. And now, you're not going to get Undying to level 20. Like, keep dreaming.
Yep. Kinda sucks. It was a pretty big nerf. I do like this Undying item build.
Is it the full mango? Yeah, it's for full harassment in lane.
I also love the piggies.
I love them. They're my favorite thing in Dota. Like, ever. They're the best hero as far as I'm concerned. If I could play the piggy, I would.
I would totally watch a match from piggy player perspective. Looks like Ursa is getting harassed quite hard, but he isn't quite gonna go down. Split Earth is gonna come out, but it unfortunately misses.
Seems like they're gonna be fighting a tri-lane up top, at least to start off, and secure some farm for the Ursa. Interesting. I mean, Enigma can solo, so...
Enigma is... I mean, Ursa is gonna get completely wrecked if it's dual lane against dual lane. But with this tri-lane, they have some kill potential and some pressure, especially when Tusk gets level 2.
And
so just imagine the Tusk not being there. The Lash and the Veno could be so aggressive right now. And Enigma doesn't really benefit from having a Tusk on his lane anyway. Not that much.
Doesn't tag team trigger with the Eidolons though? I mean, you can get
it does.
Yeah, you can get a pretty impressive kill.
There is 60% miss chance with the troll, so it's not that consequential.
That's a very good point, actually. I mean, you're up against an Undying troll. It's a really, really difficult lane to beat. And Ingwe is one of those guys that can just choose to disengage with the lane, right? Just to say, I'm going to deny what I can and get last hits under tower, that's it. And it's a bit difficult to stop that. And we're seeing that, actually. Like, literally right now.
Enigma is not the strongest dual laner, so I like this decision.
Yeah. It's been a while since we watched some tri-lanes. In this tournament, we don't get to watch them often. See, in this case, it was up to a tri-lane as opposed to a Lash. Maybe an ET would have actually done the trick. But then you would have a very weak lineup. Alright, Crowley has a terrible split earth. That was horrendous. Thank God for the Venomous Gale. In comes the Undying. Says, did someone say tri-lane? 3 stacks of DK for me? Yes, please. Comes in and starts harassing the earth. So, not the easiest matchup, but when you have the coverage of the Veno and the Leshrac, it's not that easy to just start up hit and hit the Undying.
This is trouble for ZXC. He's not gonna be able to find farm now, because they can't really engage on these 3 heroes. This is one of like the strongest tri-lanes you can have. Tanky hero in front and 2 really strong ranged heroes.
Actually, forcing rotation by Tusk, so he's gonna go down bottom. I take advantage of this and put some pressure on the Troll Warlord. Actually, this might be a good response, as long as you get a Troll Warlord to farm much either. If you could just get a kill here somehow. You're only level 1 ice shards.
There's no tag team on the Tusk yet though.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that much pressure, but he should have it after this wave. And then they could try to set something up on Troll. But as I said, there is the mischance, and he also has a slow, so he's not an easy hero to take down by any
He took
chance.
too long. Master Crowley's here already. Oh, okay. He actually doesn't use the Split Earth. That was very close to just a Tusk dying.
But this is terrible for ROG regardless, because the Enigma just lost all of his Eidolon.
Yeah. You also forced the rotation after the Leshrac rotated. Sorry, Leshrac rotated after you, so you don't have a TP to get back, which means no tri-lane up top. And Venomancer and Undying can do their thing, and Venom is really strong against Ursa, like you mentioned. And Trolls should be able to win this lane anyway. In fact, maybe even get a kill. Can they get a lucky root against Adrenaline Rush? No snowball, nothing to stop him. Slit Earth catches him finally. And Blizzard swaps around for the Whirling Axe's range to get the last hit and the first blood. The only lane that we're seeing not going entirely the way of Signify is that middle lane. The Pangolier, it's not that you're losing the lane necessarily, it's just that you can't outlast it a tiny. It's very, very difficult. So you just have to kind of withstand this in the early game.
He's doing fine.
Oh, that toss we're talking about.
Gonna get tossed.
What was that swashbuckle?
Pretty risky one, but he's still...
Hey, he wanted to get the last hit, I presume, is why he swashbuckled there, and he wanted to get close to the tiny so you could get hit once or twice. Right? He was looking for a rune here, but he didn't find it. Instead, Tiny finds a haste rune. That is brutal for this Pangolier.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have to go to base or get regen flown in, and it looks like it's gonna be the regen.
Yeah, get some Mango Tango and some salve. I think it's fine, the regen. It really is lets you get experience, which early on Pango is super important, even more than the farm. The last hits don't really matter, it's just not letting Tiny deny.
Yeah, for sure.
Did he just take
want
it
to get
through?
that level 6 and start doing stuff.
Yep. It's very important to get those levels in Swashbuckle or Shield Crash as well to farm. Because you can recover so easily with Pango. He's just one of the fastest farmers in the game.
I don't really like the value point in Shield Crash though. I don't think it's that strong.
You think getting a second point in Shield Lucky Shot is better?
Yep, I think so. It's like... you get more for your mana if you have an extra value point in Lucky Shot, and you don't really want to use Shield Crash unless it's a really dire situation, because it's just not as mana efficient as using Swashbuckle.
Yeah,
wow, we missed Troll going down.
No, I caught that.
Getting a kill on Tusk.
I don't miss kills. What are you talking about, Wingblade? I caught that. Don't worry. My camera did. I just wasn't talking about it. That Tusk was running away from it for a while. Talk about the Pango though, because I'm interested in this. I think the idea for the Shield Crash value point, more than the value point, is more that you want to just max Shield Crash after Swashbuckle immediately. Oh, okay. Veno died top. Yeah, that's an easy kill on the Veno. Good rotation by a Tusk. And Undying was busy with the runes.
I think the extra point in Lucky Shot just gives so much. It's an extra second of slow / disable / whatever.
Yeah.
And you don't really have the mana pool to sustain it. But I mean, I've seen Pangos do either. It's up to player preference.
Alright, Blizzard
this
gets a
bottom
kill.
lane has been kind of struggling.
I actually missed that kill this time. The Facebooks are almost done in the Troll. He's almost level 5 as well. He's maxing Whirling Axis as well. Not the most common build, but nowadays against Enigma is fantastic. And Adrenaline Rush in the top lane. He is going to be in trouble. They're going to find him as well. They're going to punish this rotation. He tried to go for a tag team. In fact, going for him and the Crystal Maiden. TP immediately with the Crystal Maiden. They're going to kill her in time. Yes! The Venom Wards finishes him off. Swifty comes in. Rolling Thunder. And Ursa's gone as he goes in and gets the last kill as well. Last hit onto the Tusk. Very well played, Swifty. Very, very suave, his movements there.
Yeah, he gets level 6. Moves to top. Creates 3 kills. That's the dream for a Pango.
Yep.
Like, he's still trailing behind the tiny net worth, but they're fine. Signify overall. This is just their strategy. And if he can get successful rotations, it's perfect.
Yep. Your roles are very different than Tiny, right? Tiny doesn't need that farm early to get those items to actually rotate and get kills. Pango doesn't. Pango, you need Javelin, right? Maybe Arcane Boots. Depends on how starved for mana you are. That's it. And you're already a force to be reckoned with. Oh, the terrible swashbuckle 50. Anyway, the Signify lineup right now still have the dominance in the Troll, which is very important. We remarked this a couple times. And Blizzard's now solo farming completely, as in the top lane. They're forcing these rotations, but are not successful. Like this one on A35. Killed off immediately just by the 2 supports.
I feel like Signify is doing quite well on every single lane. Mid is pretty even, bot is winning, and top is doing quite well now as well. Like, we see the Ursa still being ahead in net worth by a little bit, but he's struggling, as you can see.
Well, that free tombstone will certainly help, but he's still going to go down here. The Vandal helping out. I want to get the kill onto the Undying. As a result, he misplayed there, going... I don't know what he did entirely. Adrenaline Rush will die as well. And the bottom lane, they're having a second fight. The Troll Warlord trying to get the kill onto the Enigma. No, actually, it was it mid lane? Yeah, where they got a solo kill against the Pangolier. That was a weird walk there.
It wasn't exactly solo, since CM was there too. But yeah, it's a nice kill. Especially because Tiny kind of relies a lot on the momentum of getting his blink.
True. It's especially stopping the Pango's rotations, right? It's quite important to be able to do that. You want to create more space as the mid laner. Pango directly for the Javelin to try to add some damage to his lineup, to his build-up. Also allow him to farm much quicker.
Yep. It's not until he gets Maelstrom that his farm is gonna explode. Because then you can clear waves with 1Q, which is super valuable.
Yep. Right now you have to use the Shield Crash plus the Swashbuckle, which is not ideal.
That's not even enough.
Actually, yeah, because it's only one level Shield Crash. Ooh, Blizzard in the bottom lane suffers a black hole with the tag team as well, but the damages are not enough. Does he have that ultimate? He didn't level it, doesn't need it. Has enough damage to just finish off the Tusk. Black hole, what's that? I'm stronger, I have more gravity than that. Crowley still looking for the kill onto Hunter. They actually stopped that Split Earth. Terrible second Split Earth. Swifty also misses, because it's the game of the misses. And Swifty will try to kill the Enigma with a double damage rune. Doesn't have enough gold mana for the Swashbuckle. Has to use the magic stick. Second Swashbuckle is ready. Misses one hit, but because of that, Crowley will have to sacrifice himself for this kill. And he does force rotation from the Tiny in the process. Actually, maybe surviving for now. Pulse Nova used. He's gonna get the kill to Adrenaline Rush. No! He didn't have enough mana for the second hit and Pulse Nova. He didn't even know. He didn't realize.
That was a really nice attempt, though.
Yeah, it was. It almost got the kill.
If you TP to base, you're pretty much screwed anyway.
Yeah, Swifty's playing a bit too aggressively this Pango. That was a terrible Swashbuckle. He could have actually gotten away there much easier without receiving any damage, but he goes for the rune instead. I guess he was just looking for this rune control.
I mean, he wasn't really that scared. He had raindrops. They can't burst you that high, even with the Tiny.
He does get the second point in Lucky Shot. Now I don't understand. I disagree completely with his point in Shield Crash now. If you're not going to max it next, I don't really see the point of getting a point in Shield Crash at all.
Yeah. I mean, if he goes for this build, it's probably better to go 3-0-2 and then start maxing Shield Crash. Like
exactly, yeah.
But, I mean,
it's not that big a difference.
Just realize, hey, maybe I need an extra point in Lucky Shot now, and it's better to take it and just take the inefficiency than to be stubborn and be like, no, now I'm gonna max bloody Shield Crash. Yeah,
you know the sunken cost fallacy. You know the up top Undying is dead. Like when a player makes a mistake, and the tendency that like bad players will double down on the mistake because they think, well, I've already made this mistake, I might as well use it for something, right?
Yep.
Whereas the right play is always to go for the right play all along. You know.
And that's true, except for when you're talking about getting a kid.
Wow! Wow! Okay, I have nothing to respond to that. That's just, yeah. Please double down on your kids. Please don't leave them in the dumpster. Okay.
Kind of depends on the situation. Sometimes you have no choice.
Jesus, this cast got very heavy all of a sudden, Wingblade. Man, oh, to say, I'm sorry about your experiences you had. I hope you weren't. Well. Don't even know what to say without ESL calling my attention next. So we're gonna move on to this bottom tower, just about to fall, denied by the Enigma. Hunter takes it down, and that's unfortunate. That's a bit of extra push to you losing because the Diabolic Edict Leshrac. Pango does have his Javelin though, so that's pretty important. Allows you to deal a considerable amount of damage to the enemy supports.
This is one thing I really like about the support Lesh. Like, you have a nice stun, so you can set up kills. But as soon as you get the kill, you also have the tower pressure, which is something a lot of other supports are missing. Which is one of the reasons why Lesh is so popular right now. Like, you get a kill, you get an objective. Just like Shadow Shaman, who is also very popular right now.
Yeah, it's a very good point. It enables a lot of lineups that wouldn't otherwise by just sacrificing a support. Lineups that are usually early game oriented before used to have to commit like a core to some sort of pushing potential. Lesh completely omits that. It's pretty fantastic.
Exactly. It also gives you a Roche like presence.
That's true.
Any hero, any lineup can Roche when you have a Leshrac because it's just so much physical damage.
Having a mixed damage support is also quite useful, like a guy that can both offer physical or magical damage, especially against the meta right now that has a lot of lifestealer, for example, in it.
Yep.
Okay, well, small pause. I don't know who or what happened. Packet lost this time. Alright. Hopefully it gets fixed up. What do you think is the build for the Venom this game? It seems like he's going to go for a 4-star Veil Discord kind of mid-game utility build. Would you like the pipe perhaps a bit better on this guy?
No, I think of voice is very good here, because the biggest source of damage is going to be the Ursa hitting people. Tiny can kill people, but generally only one until he has to back off. But Ursa is going to be the one hitting a lot, so if you can kite him and take him down, you're probably going to be able to win the fights. So I expect like a 4-star and then maybe like the Veil for damage, but then at some point he's going to want to get a Heaven's Halberd, and just any kind of item that helps you kite the Ursa. That's his job.
I like the Heaven's Halberd idea, actually. It's pretty good on the Ursa. Even stops the Tiny from completing his combo sometimes. Might actually save your friend when he has Echo Saber.
I don't mind the Veil though. They have a ton of magic damage on the team, so amplifying it by 25% seems good.
Yep. It's very true, actually. Not only the Veno damage which you remarked, but you also have like a Leshrac here, which just him and Veno alone deal such a ridiculous amount of damage that you could pretty much team wipe if you get the right positioning. And then Pango creates the chaos that you want. It's a very smartly created lineup, I would say, Signify.
Yep, for sure.
Like, it's clear what they're going for. I like seeing a team that's like again, a qualifier team that starts to come into their own with these kind of things. Often, like we saw with LXG, they lack that cohesion in the lineups, and so you go for a bit of everything. You go, well, this hero's good, right? Yeah, but is he good in this lineup? Oh, but he's good. Well, that doesn't matter. Like, it matters in the context of the game.
I just like how Signify has a lot of annoying heroes that you have to deal with. Like, you have to deal with the Tombstone, you have to make sure you can kite the Troll, there is Venom Voids everywhere, the Lash is gonna take down your towers. Like, there is so much you need to deal with, including, apparently, bad internet.
Yeah, that's so much I have to deal with, yeah. That's very unfortunate. I hope they don't lose because of this. We were talking about this earlier, and apparently, when I was talking to Indian players, they were telling me that they got really bad ping in SCA, like 100 ping, but look at the chat, or some people that said in the chat, they were saying that they get like around 60 ping to SCA, which is not bad. I think it's the servers we're playing in. So it's just...
I have a friend from India, and he was always like, oh, it's raining quite heavily right now, which means my internet's gonna drop in 15 minutes. So I hope that's not the case, and it looks like it was just a temporary drop.
Yeah, but I think as well, I will say it though as a European, what to us means raining heavily is very different than to them. Because there they might actually mean a literal monsoon. Like, it'll happen in Peru sometimes, because as I cast Spanish, usually Peruvian viewers, and they'll go, oh, my ground is shaking. And I go, oh, okay, so it's an earthquake. And to me, it'd be like a freak out. And they're having a 7.5 earthquake, and like, man, I can barely watch the stream because it's shaking so much. And that's the concern they're having.
This is so annoying, this earthquake. Jesus.
If I was going through like even a 5 earthquake, I would be going like under the table. I don't even know what I'm meant to do, because you don't train for that in Europe. Just assume it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's so funny to think about how differently we perceive life.
I mean, in Japan, for example, when you live in a country that is set to kill you, like literally that's what it's made for, where there's earthquakes, tsunamis, and you live that normally.
Yep, it's same in Australia. You're like, damn it, there is 3 spiders, a scorpion, and a shark in my shoe again.
I hate finding sharks in my shoe.
This is so annoying.
It's true, actually, yeah. They have a very different perception when they come to Europe, and you go here, like, the scariest thing you'll see is a warthog, And they're like, oh god, a warthog, don't come in 10 meters from it. Okay. Sure, man. They're poking it with a stick. They're thinking, it's probably tasty if I hunt it.
I think the scariest thing in Europe is the locals,
The actual... If there's a football match specifically, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy it's not at that point in esports yet.
No, I hope it never gets to that point in esports, I don't know, man. Have you seen, like, the UK... Sometimes in the UK matches? In fact, sometimes there's a match here, because I live in Scotland, in Glasgow, the two teams fight, or when they play against each other, because there's two teams from Glasgow. It's such a riot in the city that they just what? Oh, 1 second. Are you back? Let me reconnect.
Is exploding again.
There it is. Sorry, I was saying that that sometimes in Scotland you get these two like major teams from Glasgow, and they're both suck, and they're both terrible, and they're both tier 3 essentially. But when they play against each other, the whole city.
Qualifier teams.
Exactly, qualifier teams, exactly. And when they play against each other, the whole city is like a state of emergency. It's like, do you ever watch an apocalypse movie? Glasgow during the local, like, I guess, matchup, the classical for them.
Sounds like splits.
Yeah, no, lovely. That's why we are the smart people and we watch esports. Has an extra letter because we're extra smart. Oh,
just make sure it's not a capital letter, or Red Eye is gonna murder you in your sleep.
I only put my dash. It's okay. I'm those people. Alright, Crowley, careful. He has a pull snowball ready. And yeah, that snowball only gave him time to set this up. They were dead anyway. I don't know, actually. I think maybe Tiny could have gotten away if he just tossed the Tusk and left him to die.
Yeah, I guess so.
But whatever. You lose the tower mid, and this is another issue of this draft. Like you were saying, they can transform and protect it so easily. Not only because of the Leshrac, but you also have a troll. It's a very good draft for doing this.
Yeah, towers really do melt, and it's a pretty safe push as well, because you can just put a tombstone and some Venovoids behind, so if they do engage on you, you can very easily fall back or even take the fight. So their push is quite safe and quite fast, but that's another upside of this lineup.
Yeah, it's I mean, they clearly knew what they were going for, right? I think ROG is struggling to find their own, because their lineup just naturally comes online a bit later than Signify's, and now they're like, okay, we just need to make it to that mid game, right, and decently farmed as well. Then they can start doing things.
They need to start finding some kills, because both Ursa as well as Tiny are not going to outfarm a troll, not gonna outfarm a Veno. Like, they need kills, and if they can't get them, they're just gonna sit on the high ground and watch while their base and dreams crumble apart.
Yeah, exactly. They do have this consistent push. It's very hard to deal with, and oh, these kind of kills are really important. Killing off the Leshrac first. Nice 4-staff though. Is Crowley actually going to survive this? They can't find him. The tombstone's on the mouth. Finally, the Black Hole catches 2 kills off the Leshrac, and the Veno will also go into the graveyard. Negi following in their footsteps to the third dead man of this engagement. Swifty comes a bit too late. Rolls in, hits 2 people, and thinks, hey, I can still fight, but misses the swashbuckle. Or maybe he wasn't a miss. Maybe he's just farming with the swashbuckle. Nope, they catch him with the avalanche. Tries to get a good shield crash off. Can they kill him off in time? Yes, they can.
That's exactly what ROG needed to do. Props to them. Like, they just commit 5 heroes to make sure they take a good fight, and they did. And because Troll wasn't there and Pango wasn't there, they actually engaged into the Veno and the Lash in a very risky way, but because they had the numbers advantage, they could get away with it. If the Pango was there from the start, or even the Troll, that would have gone very differently. But very nice of them to recognize that it was a good fight to take.
Yeah, they played that quite well as well. I think the Pango though came a bit like unnecessarily. They could have just gotten the 3 kills and that was already really good. But the Pango was like a freebie there for no reason. You could have just cancelled Rolling Thunder. You see all your teammates dying, you see them commit Black Hole, just leave. Pango is not that strong.
It's so tempting when you see like 3 half HP heroes and you're like, oh, I'm sure I can clean them up, I'm just gonna roll like this, and then they just move a tiny little bit differently and you just end up dying.
Yeah.
You just get too tunnel visioned into your plan, not realizing that it's actually a lot harder to execute. Speaking about that, there's engaging on the Veno.
Well, they get the freezing field off. But nice rolling thunder, stopping the freezing field, killing off the 2 supports, and now it's the Ursa in trouble. Who's gonna get destroyed? He actually does fight till the end, but doesn't have enough damage to heal back up. And that is the same that happened before, but this time it's in favor of Signify. Good job.
Yeah, very nice bait. It's a shame that they missed the split out, or it would have been a clean 3-0.
Yep. It was a really... It took advantage of Rolling Thunder's, first of all, really low cooldown. I think people forget that 70 seconds is not that much anymore. and you just took advantage of that, completely destroyed the freezing field. And this is what we were talking about as well. Freezing field is such a vulnerable spell to Rolling Thunder. Honestly, I think Pango is one of the hardest counters to CM. As if you need to counter her, right? But it's a very, very difficult thing to deal with if you're CM.
Yeah, for sure. It feels kind of bad to play CM because you know that you have this insanely high impact ulti, but it's so hard to get it off. Like, you need to somehow find a BKB or a Glimmer or something, but it's really hard to do. So you just end up hoping for the best, and when it works out, it's amazing to get 2-6.
Wait, sorry.
Okay, because you're a position 5.
1 second, you repeat that last part again. It's great to get.
What was the last thing?
You were saying it's great to get something because you're a position 5. I missed that word.
I just said that if you get 2 seconds of slow and damage, you basically did your job, because you're a position 5 and can't expect to solo win team fight.
Yeah, well, that's a very good point. That's why playing against Pango sucks so much, because you really can't get that. And what sucks, I mean, to me, because I can see the Crystal Maid's frustration, is there's no place in the whole map you can use Freezing Field be effective. Because as long as Rolling Thunder is up, they can destroy trees, he can swash, he can shield crash up to the high ground. There's no place you actually have safe left to you.
Yeah, like, you would need a BKB, but you're a position 5, so you're not getting a B.
Yeah, I'd even say that, honestly, in this game, you might... I've seen this before, because... Oh, wow. That is very unfortunate. RIP.
It must feel so bad, because they are executing their game plan quite well. They're in the lead. Must really suck to have your internet drop like...
Yeah, it does destabilize. Have you ever experienced this, like in a pro game? Like where you've been playing well and then all of a sudden internet just lags out?
Yeah, I've seen this stuff before. It hasn't happened to me personally, but I've seen it happen and it sucks.
Yeah, I wonder what the reaction is. Like, when this happens, I'd be incredibly frustrated. You know, my ISP is the reason I lose. Well, they're reconnecting pretty quickly. It just seems like their ISP is spotty, not necessarily bad, which is just unfortunate for a Dota game. They still have 7 minutes. So.
It messes with your focus a lot too.
Yeah.
Because normally when you're playing, you have this rhythm going, and in your mind you kind of know where the enemies are and where they're gonna be. But if you have a pause, that kind of fades away slowly, especially if you're disconnected too. Like, you lose it. Like, maybe they would have seen this ROG coming if they didn't disconnect.
Maybe.
But I mean, that's hard to say.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But it's true though, because like Ursa's one of those guys that can sneak up a rush, right? So you're constantly being on edge about it. You're thinking, okay, Ursa rush. Disconnects, it kind of leaves your mind. It's not the first thing you're thinking about, because a traditional game doesn't have a rush in minute 19. So it could have affected you, honestly. What do you think of the Ursa build, by the way, going for the drums as opposed to the so popular Midas?
I don't mind it. I slightly prefer Midas, but in this game it helped him to be active early and make some stuff happen, so it definitely worked out. Like, it sounds silly that buying a fighting item is more of a risk, but I think it's true. No chance could be in a bit of trouble.
That's a very good plague ward.
Like, this is what I mentioned before, just the map presence of the plague wards. He saw the Ursa coming and just plays around it, no problem.
Yep. You have a lot of versatility, and later on you can cancel his blink quite easily, so that's also very... Well, actually, you can cancel it now, sorry. Quite easily.
Like, no one can contest him right now. He's just spamming words from the trees, and if he does it right, before Tusk even comes close, he can just force away and TP.
Yep. They're just getting frustrated. He just leaves the lane. The beautiful thing about these plague warders is that they can deal with the creep lane entirely. So even though Ursa manages to farm the lane, he's not managing to push it out, which means they can't really put the pressure they would be like, or not necessarily put the pressure, but get the deep push up and relieve some of the pressure. Mr. Crowley's having a really bad internet day.
Yeah, I wonder if they're in the same place.
I doubt it, no, because if only he's disconnecting.
So let's see. Enigma is really close to BKB. Ursa has his Basher coming out. Tiny has an Echo Saber. Troll has his Battle Fury. Pango is actually closing in on the mech, so he recovered decently well.
Yep.
Lesh has a Yules. And there is a Spirit Vessel on Venom. So a lot of these heroes are getting their items. Like, there is multiple heroes having a peak at the same time, so the next fight is certainly going to be interesting.
Yeah, you have one team who's peaked in the mid-game kind of team fighting lineup that they're looking for, right? Whereas the guys at Signify getting those stat sticks mainly, a bit of more utility. I wonder how powerful this Black Hole plus Freezing Field combination is, you know. You have to get that Rolling Thunder in the Black Hole. That mech could also mean a huge difference early.
There is no way to cancel the Black Hole though, once he gets his BKB.
That's
Unless
true.
Troll buys a Basher and uses it in ranged fight.
To be fair though, this game I would actually buy a Basher on Pango. And it's not that hard to get a bash off. Like, you have pretty much... You should be getting a bash at least once in your swashbuckle if you're hitting 4 times, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a good option after the Guardian Greaves.
Yeah, after Greaves, yeah. Because usually what we saw last game... Oh, they're gonna find the Venom. Oh, the bash! The bash! ZXC laughed at Wingblade's comment, says, who says I can't kill this Venom? Who says?
I don't believe that no chance microed his Venom words properly, so they didn't really hit the Ursa and he had the opportunity to blink.
Yep.
And the moment Ursa gets on top of the Venom, there is no escape. Even if you voice away, you're still gonna get slapped. He has 7 attacks, so the odds of him bashing are fairly high.
Yep, entirely. I do agree that I was surprised when I saw the Ursa blink, because you would rarely see an Ursa blink against a Venom. Let alone only because of the wards. They also have the poison sting, right, which cancels your blink, so not like you need to do that much of an effort.
Also, they placed the ward on that cliff now. So if Venom tries this again, he's just going to get picked off immediately.
Those Tinker wards working for so many more heroes. Now for Monkey King, now Venom as well. Oh, they're gonna find the Undying. Stunned out. Undying is dead. Leshrac similarly could be in trouble. Here comes Rolling Thunder, but Mr. Quanley can knock it out of here alive. Rolling Thunder hits the Ursa twice, but he still has the Aegis, so he's not really that concerned about it. And they're only going for the Tusk, who tanks this out perfectly. ZXC not going for Swifty, have the Swashbuckle still ready. There comes the Whirling Axes. The Troll wants to join the fray, but they've lost their initiation poison already used. Ursa finally losing that Aegis, but at the expense of Endo in the backlines. No! Mech actually heals it. Okay, they do manage to finish him off with one like Crystal Nova. Swifty still 2 seconds away from the last Swashbuckle. Wants to kill the CM, not enough damage, but the Whirling Axes will come in, slow down ROG, slow down this Tiny. Can they get the kill? Avalanche stops him for a bit, but they do cancel his blink, and a Swashbuckle will guarantee this kill. At least they get a counter kill for this. Not that bad of an engagement for Signify, considering the commitment in ROG.
The Maelstrom proc actually cancelled the Ursa Blink Dagger. However, I think that's a good thing for Ursa, because if he would have jumped into the Troll, he would have died for sure.
Yeah. You think was he gonna jump into a Troll? Is that what we were seeing, or?
Well, he was running in and
Okay.
he used overpower, so I assumed he was going to blink, but right before it came off cooldown, he got Maelstrom proc, so it took away the choice. Tusk could be in trouble, silenced for 5 seconds.
Lucky shot, super balanced, boys.
Yeah, 0 commitment, 5-second silence.
Yeah, seems normal. If I can do this in Final Fantasy, why can't I do this in Dota? It seems appropriate. Alright. Gonna see mid lane Venom doing the same thing again. This time there's no trees for him to hide in though, but he does stop the Eidolons. Here comes the Tiny, tosses the wrong thing. And hey Tiny, learn what commitment means. Also gets silenced there because of course, why not? Rolling Thunder used, they want to go for the Enigma as well. The Balcony should just kill him off. He's surviving for now, withstanding a lot of the pain. Finally going down. That courier went into a dangerous part. Swashbuckle completely misses. He has the Guardian Greaves ready. Heals back everyone. Guardian Greaves before the root comes in though, unfortunately. And the backline ZXC is actually fighting his own fight against Blizzard. It seems like the Ursa cannot beat the Troll. Troll still has that ultimate. ZXC's aware of it. He still has the Enrage. It's forced to TP. Can they get the root off? Yes, they can. How do you TP in the face of a Troll? That's just not gonna happen, boy. As they now go into the mid lane and try to catch out this Enigma. Disarmed, not that it really matters. They want to get the silence off. Swifty still trying to get the lucky shot. He tries to TP. Trolls here with the damage. Can they kill him off in time? Ooh, just barely making it out alive.
It is really crucial for ROG to play around the black hole. Like, if they try to go for pickoffs like this, like 2v3s and stuff like that, they can only get away with it if they get a good black hole. So when it's on cooldown, like now, they need to play more defensively. Because now they played aggressive, they got punished, and they're probably gonna lose at least the tier 3 here, if not more.
This Tusk died quite quickly. That's pretty bad. The Tiny comes in, but does kill off the Leshrac, so that's important. Blizzard's trying to take the tier 3. We'll get it in time, and now it's time for them to take the Shrines. Taking the Shrines here when you're Troll versus Ursa is so important to ensure the map domination, and more importantly, the Roshan securing, because both heroes can contest it.
Now how are they gonna stop this troll once he gets a BKB? The only way they have is jumping in with Enigma.
In the black hole, right?
Yep.
Kind of commitment.
But even then, they might not kill the troll because he has 2.2k HP, and that's without the BKB even. So he's gonna be like at 2.5k HP, which is tough even for an Ursa.
Yeah. I agree. I think the troll warlord, the fact that he just can't, you have to kill him while he's stunned, right? Because he always has that extra battle trance, makes it such a difficult hero to kill when you don't have much catch in your lineup. And this is when the weaknesses of heroes like Crystal Maiden or Tusk come in. Tusk brings like very weak stuns, and Crystal Maiden brings a root, and not the strongest root either.
And it's worth mentioning too that when Troll hits level 25, even that strategy is not going to work anymore. Because he's gonna get the Battle Trance Dispel, which means that he can use it during Black Hole.
Can you, what? Can you dispel Black Hole? Are you sure?
Well, it means that you can use it while being stunned.
Yeah, but
it's not gonna dispel the Black Hole, but
yeah,
you're gonna be able to survive.
Can you actually use it while being stunned by Black Hole? I'm not sure about that.
I think so.
So I thought because the Black Hole is a channeling stun, so it's like constant stuns. I'm not sure. I think it's one of the few exceptions to the rule. But we'll see. We'll see. In fact, I'm not even sure you can use it while stunned.
Yeah, I'm certain you can.
You can. So Battle Trance Strong Dispels, you use them even if you're stunned. You're the troll himself.
Yep.
Okay. I still think Black Hole is the exception to that rule, but we'll see. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna get to level 25.
I mean, you can even use it while being chronoed, so I don't think Black Hole is any different.
Yeah, but you still get stunned by the chrono, right? Like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. Right,
it's only to make sure you don't die. It's not like you can suddenly walk through Chronos.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Okay, yeah. Okay. Right, I understand you now. So you mean like you can activate it while you're stunned by the black hole, and then you can just like you have the battle trance activated essentially. Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you get to that point in the game, I don't know if you like the late game for ROG is really not good, like at all compared to Signify.
I mean, Troll's late game is gonna arrive in like 5 minutes.
Exactly. And you also have the issue that, like you were mentioning earlier, like all the heroes in Signify really do scale nicely to the late. You have very good talents, level 25, etc, etc. Oh. You can even have a Leshrac that, even though he's committing suicide right now, will have a huge impact in the late game. Because they decided to play him as a position 4, kind of 3, letting Undying be full position 5, because Undying doesn't really need items. And that means Leshrac could actually be a pseudo-core coming to late game. He actually has Pipe right now, which is really useful.
I quite like the casual buckler on Undying as well. I think it's one of the best value items in the game.
Okay.
Gives 7 armor to yourself, 2 all stats, and 2 armor to your teammate.
Yeah.
It's like a mini Vlads.
If you can't afford the Vlads, obviously. It's 800 gold, which is all of this Undying's gold. I just think that the choice here in general to go for the this kind of very sacrificial support build is favors the Leshrac pick a lot. Leshrac is a hero that can really nicely scale with farm, so.
For sure.
Let's see what ROG will do now, though. I mean, if you're ROG right now, you're losing by a lot. Are you looking to engage in 5-on-5 like now?
Yeah. You cannot give away this rush, because it means you're gonna lose your base to a troll. You can try to sneak it, but you have to somehow get rid of the void in the pit. Because Venno is just gonna keep spamming it, which is just the strength of this hero.
Yep. The vision superiority he gets is huge. He has an Axe as well, by the way. Which is not the most common build on a Venno, but pretty effective. Or some of the strongest damage increases in the game. It's absolutely absurd the amount of damage you deal with the Venno Axe.
I'm not a really big fan of this. I would have preferred to see more kiting for the USA, but overall it's not a bad item. It's kind of a win more thing to me though.
It is a win more item. But Venno has this special thing where he can actually use his ultimate, like, as you're dying, right? So you have that extra bit of disengage that sometimes Poison Nova can provide. Where, like, you're not going to engage if the Poison Nova's on you. Maybe that's part of the plan, like, play a bit more sacrificial, let Troll do the cleanup crew kind of thing, which some Vennos like playing. Or maybe just want more damage. Who knows? I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Leshrac, find the Ursa. Ah! Stunned out.
Just trying to get rid of the DD, I believe. Man, these plague wards are doing so much work. You know one thing that really bothers me about this game?
What? The Dota as a whole, or this game specifically?
To Leshrac's Iron Branch for so long.
I think it's part of the hostage negotiation. Like,
that must be it.
This Venno is keeping the branch safe until Leshrac actually deserves it. Look, see, Leshrac keeps committing suicide. That's why he doesn't deserve his branch. Look at this terrible Leshrac. Thanks to save him in 4-staff. He's actually going to run away. Disco go activates his disco powers. It's not good enough. The Ursa kills him off. Adrenaline Rush in the backlines, though, does die. Here is the Crystal Maiden getting killed off. And now the Ursa has to face the wrath of 3 heroes. Him alone, is he strong enough to beat the Pango for now? Yes, for the black hole! It's perfect! They get 3. They managed to kill the Pango in time. But the issue is the follow-up. There was none of it. Tiny wasn't there to actually put the damage out, which means Haunter did that for nothing, and Tiny now will get caught out completely alone. They should have vision of him. You'll suffer for the Crystal Maiden, easier kill, and goes to Adrenaline Rush, but he's gonna have to suffer against the Volk Edict with the Pulse Nova also ready. They need to cancel that Freezing Field. They can't for now. Now the Pango toss up the Leshrac, kill him off. Blizzard trying to clean this up, but the Ursa's back up. And so is the Enigma. He has to be a bit careful. He still has the Battle Trance, however. Blizzard activates the BKB, kills off Blizzard. Oh, kills off Adrenaline Rush. And now it's for his turn to go for the Aegis? I don't know, man. It's a bit dangerous. He don't have a black hole, so I guess he's confident because of that. Yeah, he just has to back off from the Roshan pit. Good call. Good call.
He's just 650 XP away from his 25. And he does have a Satanic, so he's so hard to take down. Like, I don't see how ROG is going to be able to do it without black hole. If I were him, I would just jump into the pit.
Okay, Venomancer might get saved there. Very nice 4-stats, by the way, we're seeing from him. ZXC the target. He goes for the Undying. He's not really that important. Blizzard has knocked his Battle Trance just yet. He has Satanic as well. He's gonna activate that Battle Trance first. He got rooted. Well, has to find something. We'll hit Hunter. Hunter didn't realize he saw him. And Blizzard just condemned him completely. Just pinged the ground like, how did he see me? There's the Rolling Thunder coming in. Objective the Ursa. Screw the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden realizes his Divide and Conquer is not working out. And he just left his Ursa to die. In fact, she decided to take the wrong route of going back to help your carry. Never do this. Pretend like it's a pup. If he dies, he dies. Dead Crystal Maiden as well.
That's painful. They just can't deal with this troll. They have no way of killing him. And even if you do manage to commit your black hole, your freezing field, and your BKB on Ursa to kill the troll, all he's going to do is just rely on his team to clean up, because in that case they literally use everything on the troll. Also, he's just killing through backdoor. He just doesn't.
And they had to use the
nice
glyph.
play though by Tiny to skip these waves. It's the one thing saving them from getting thrown right now.
Yeah. Even though Troll did take the tower, despite the backdoor, which is ridiculous, man. He went for the battle
Looks
trance
like
strong dispel as
Signify
well.
is just gonna run into the ROG. Is the career gonna get sniped?
Take this Roshan now. And the Aegis will go the way of Signify here. With a cheese as well to boot. He's got a level 25 as well. Boom. Aegis. Cheese. Set up.
This is a very risky place for Enigma to be, but it looks like he's gonna get away with it. This is one of those moments where you watch the replay of Signify and you're like, oh damn, that's where he was.
Do you ever do that when you watch the replays when you're playing and you're like, oh man, I really wish I could have gotten that kill? Or is it just not important? You forget about the moment completely? Wait, Wing?
Yes.
I was asking you, do you ever do that? Do you actually do that in replays? Where you watch like what? Like when you watch a moment that you like thought someone escaped and you're like, how did they escape?
I feel like both of us are cutting off again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. It's hard to. Give me a second. Discord is not benefiting us today, huh? EU West, man. We thought we were the superior server.
Apparently not. I mean, I love Discord, but it's sometimes just a bit unreliable.
It certainly is, yeah. For keeping long connections, especially. We've been casting for a while, so I guess that's partially.
We should just use like 2 tin cans and a wire.
Man, that's the most efficient way, you know?
For sure.
Don't trust technology, and technology is for noobs, really. If I could play Dota on a chessboard, I would.
I'm more of a backgammon kind of guy.
I like picking my troll in the backgammon game. It works better than the chessboard. Blizzard will be pushing out this tier 2 tower, and now he has no backdoor protection. So how fast will this go down? Let's play the eternal game of watching a troll play. Blizzard with an Aegis is unbeatable. They don't even bother. Like, I blinked and the tower was gone.
He's just waiting for the midnight pulse to run back in. Or do they have another plan? This ledge keeps on being very far in front.
Well, I mean, they're just waiting their time. I mean, you can just put as much of pressure as you want to the Plague Wards. Just keep getting vision with them. He went through the extra Poison Nova duration as well. This is a very scary Poison Nova right now.
I was gonna say, at this point, he just needs to buy a blink and just blink in.
Well, there's the BKB by Tusk. Blizzard actually just tucked in a BKB just for a Tusk. Not that great. But you still have the Aegis and Satanic, so you're playing quite safely here. They try to kill him off. In they go. They get the silence off. Lucky shot is lucky again. And this Tiny rooted up, hating his lottery odds, and destroyed as the Pango comes in and tries to break up the team fight elsewhere. A35 will die, but nice Black Hole. Can they have enough damage? There's Troll. Doesn't have the Metal Trance available to him. Still has the Aegis though, and Satanic as well. He's gonna go for the Tiny now a second time. Wants to get a double kill. Instead, ZXZ seems to be the target. ZXZ slowed down. Has to get away. The Fury Sub's not working. The root. They grab him, but Blizzard almost dying to him. And Ursa has no buyback. GG, well played. Yeah, that's it. I just realized, why didn't you save for buyback? Oh, he didn't have it as a lot because of the cooldown. Okay. That Troll pushed faster than buybacks could actually recharge. Ridiculous.
They couldn't even kill him once, and he also had another life. I really loved this Veno pick. It did so much. Just made it impossible for ROG to directly engage into Signify.
I agree. I think the Veno was a good pickup. I think the Temization was actually quite nice. The 4-staff so early was really, really good. And honestly, we saw some clutch 4-staffs this game. Like, he did really well with that 4-staff early. He saved the Leshak more time than he saved himself, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Lesh could get away with a lot of stuff just because of that flight.
Yeah, it was very clever. Good job, Signify. Honestly, they're showing the level of India Dota is definitely a level to be reckoned with. ROG sadly can't make it this game, but they still have another game to show us what they're made of. For now, this best of 3 will go on to the second game and what could be the last game of the series, so definitely don't miss out on it, as you'll miss out on a potential 2-0 victory by Signify, or an amazing comeback, making it a tie by ROG. My name is the Swordfish, I've been here with Wingblade Dota, and I'll be back very shortly with the next game of the day between Signify and ROG. See you guys then.